Get ready. Get in position. Line up. Put my toes on the line. At least 1 foot on the line. I'm on the line of scrimmage, Mr. Official. Welcome in on this Tuesday. Oh, okay. It's a Tuesday. Welcome in on this Tuesday, live in the Bureau, the Farm Bureau Insurance Studio. Farm Bureau, go! With the home team. They are your home team at Farm Bureau Insurance all across the great state of Mississippi. Your hometown heroes. That's right. Your local Farm Bureau insurance agents. I got a question for y'all. How are you feeling about things on a Tuesday? Huh? And what are we even supposed to do on a Tuesday of game week? But it happens to be the first game week, so we don't have a game that we're still reviewing and, getting injury updates. So what do we do? I mean, pretty much anything goes. Let me know. I'm up for whatever. I'm happy today. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm happy today. And there's lots of reasons to be happy. I always have joy because joy is different than happiness. Yeah, I always have that, and it's because of Jesus and salvation and eternity. All right, so I have that regardless of circumstances, all that. Happiness is a little different. Happiness comes and goes based on, external and the circumstances. And look, I'm just going to be real with you. Football's coming. We're in the week. We're actually only a couple of days away now from games to watch. Okay, it's just we got to wait till Saturday to watch State play against Southern Miss. But also, where do y'all live? Okay, because if you live anywhere near me, you probably are doing what I have done today, and it's like just going outside every now and then just to go, man, feel this. What is this? I mean, I don't know how to explain it. Who knows why we get these things? August the 26th. I had to look at my handy-dandy iPhone from C Spire to check out what the date is. But August the 26th, see, and it says it's 72 degrees out there, but it does not feel anywhere near 72 degrees in Tupelo, Mississippi. I promise you. It feels cooler than that because it says we have a little bit of a north wind at 3 to 6 miles an hour. There's one reason. And then the humidity, like right now it says the humidity is at 57%. 57. I mean, I don't know how to explain how good it feels outside. So that is one reason. And then another reason is because that kind of weather goes especially good with hot coffee. And as you know, I'm a coffee drinker. I am not ashamed of it. I'm really proud of it, in fact. And I got a thermos full of hot coffee from High Point Roasters right here in Mississippi at High Point Roasters in New Albany. highpointroasters.com. Get it right there. I've been sipping hot coffee, feeling like, it feels like November out there. Hold on. Okay, Beeve. Hold on. Beeve, how's it feel in Jackson?
Matt Wyatt. You know what? It feels comfortable. It does feel comfortable, but I'm glad you've gotten on this because I saw this video you sent me last night. I didn't respond to you because I had just gotten home. It was just before 10, so I didn't know if you were asleep by then.
Yeah, I was.
But I says to myself, okay, remind yourself to chastise Matt Wyatt tomorrow. You sent me, I look at this, and the video starts out, I can see your shoes. It's pointing to the ground.
Yeah.
You dramatically
lift
your phone up to reveal a roaring fire in the fire pit. My first reaction was, what? I then go to the Weather Channel app to type in the weather in Tupelo. I see that it's 71. And I says to myself again, Matt Wyatt, this is not fire weather. 71, what are you doing?
Beeve, I will admit, it really isn't quote-unquote fire weather, okay? But I couldn't help it.
And and now also, including as well as, you were just talking about it, and you were telling me that it feels like November.
It does.
Matt Wyatt. As I've stated before, it's one of my, I won't call it a pet peeve, but it bothers me when these weather people try to say, oh, it's cooling down. We're getting a little fall.
Mm-hmm.
But we know that it's only going to last, like 2 days or whatever. It's not fall, because in 48 hours from when they say that, it'll be 117 again.
I mean, it will. I haven't even looked this far ahead, Beaver, but I fully expect, like for State's first home game, which is the first Saturday in September next week, they're hosting Arizona State. I fully expect it to be about 98 degrees and, 85% humidity, and we're all going to, sweat it out all night long at that ball game. I do expect that. I'm just saying, I couldn't help it. I deserve the chastising. Okay, no, it's not fire weather, but I'm taking advantage of it because I had a bunch of limbs and stuff piled up. I was waiting for a chance to burn them, Beef, and that was my chance. I'm going to do it again tonight. Now, I'm going to take it one step further, Beaver. Here's what you didn't see in the video. Here's what else you didn't see in the video. I did what I said I was going to do, and I opened that package of Country Pleasing sausage, and it's the bun-sized links. There's 3 of them in the package. They are pineapple and pork, or pork and pineapple, as it were, on the package. There's 3 of those for a huge sausage dog, and I took one out, threw it on the grate over that fire I had built, cooked it, ate the whole thing for supper with some black-eyed peas and other stuff. Now, Beeve, I guess here's where I am on this. I don't disagree with you that it really isn't fire weather. I mean, it's not like we're at 60 degrees and no, Beaver, I was not standing out there in like long pants and a flannel shirt. Okay, I wasn't. But but doggone it, the humidity went under 60%, which you just have to admit, for those of us in the South, Beaver, when it's 55% humidity, it's like, it's wonderful. On top of the fact that the temperature cools off, we had a little cloud cover and some north wind. There's no guarantee I'm living another day. I don't know that tomorrow's guaranteed, Beaver. The Lord could say, your time's up, man. Come on home. Boom. Call me out tomorrow. And this would have been my last chance to build a fire in my backyard.
Well, when you put it like that.
Right. That's different, isn't it? I'm just saying, Beav, I love fall. Several things roll around in the fall. Football starts. Dove season starts. The crappie start moving up shallower. They get a little easier to catch for dummies like me. Okay, I love it for a lot of reasons. We're about, then another month or so, we're going to have squirrel season. And then deer season rolls around. Okay, and then, in October, I can go to Pickwick and find school and smallmouth, running those shad up to the surface, busting them on the surface. We can fish with a top water and catch them. So I start looking for, and cool weather. So maybe I'm speeding it up, but I just look at this as a little gift, a little tease that God sent my way. That's why I'm choosing to look at. And so therefore, nobody, Beaver, and I mean nobody, nobody can rain on my parade, not even Southern Miss. Although I will say, I like Southern Miss, but I will be in the dumps if they beat Mississippi State on Saturday. I will admit that. Okay, so I should probably take that back. Southern Miss absolutely can rain on my parade this weekend if they beat State. Speaking of that, though, there is some rain in the forecast for Saturday in Hattiesburg. Good news is it's not like thunderstorm type stuff they're predicting, but also, you got the artificial turf that really does soak that stuff up. It's not like you're playing in slop, sometimes when it rains on natural grass. So, again, fine. I'm in a good mood. Hot coffee, cool outside. Beaver not being distracted by anybody in the building so that he can, focus on me. Everything's good so far today. Everything is good so far today. And you can be a part of the show. Feel free to drop a comment here on the live stream. If you're on YouTube, Facebook, X, formerly Twitter, hey to y'all. I see you over here on the social media stream. So just type in a comment, post it. I'll see it right here in one nice, neat column where all the comments come in, and then I can click it. And just like that, it pops up on the screen, and everyone can join in with you. Like, for example, here, Sven, the first to comment. He's over in Berlin, Germany. Nighttime over there. He says, Hail State, everyone. He said, how stupid can people and organizations be? Listen to this. He said, Ohio State, defending national champion, don't want Dave Portnoy, the owner of Barstool Sports, in the stadium. Don't want him in there. Why not, though? I mean, what's that about? I don't know anything about it. What's the deal? Why don't they want him in there? What did he do?
Pettiness.
Really?
From what I understand, he's a Michigan fan.
Oh.
That's what it is. Like their quarterback, Bryce Underwood, in the offseason when they were recruiting him / trying to get money to give him, Portnoy came out and said, I will donate such and such money for Bryce Underwood. Michigan needs a quarterback.
Okay.
So as far as I know, that's the only reason they're doing it, is because he's a Michigan fan.
Okay. So Ohio State didn't want a Michigan fan in there. And then he made it worse when he went and bought Michigan's quarterback for him. That's what you're saying?
Yep.
Okay, got it. Now, you can also text me on the Country Pleasing text line. The number to text the show is 885-3776. That is a 601 number, 885-3776. Like this text, the first one I got here on the text line today, is from White Denzel, who says, Beaver, check the front desk. Thank you for the support. Hashtag all about the you. Hashtag fear the swarm. Now, I'm reading between the lines there, Beaver, and I think what this means is Denzel has brought you some goodies and left them at the front desk.
I believe I have a Union shirt.
I bet you do. What are they, the Yellow Jackets?
Yep.
Fear the swarm. Bzz, 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 bzz. Fear the swarm, Beav. Hey, so you can go see, and then we'll find out from you in the next segment what it is. Hey, you can also call me. I hope you'll do that. Give me a shout. Give me a call on the all-new Junction phone line, fueled by a Prince Oil Company. When you hear the train, it means we got a phone call. And it means we're going to talk on the phone. On the Junction phone line. Junction delis all around the state, which, by the way, they are all over the place. And many, many, many of us, I think myself included, am going to be going right by one or two of those Junction delis on my way to the Berg, to Hattiesburg this weekend for the ball game. And so if you're like me, and of course I got to work, but if you don't, you get to go to the game and enjoy it and just tailgate and eat good food. You could actually pick up food from a Junction deli on the way. Chicken, they got country pleasing sausage, dogs, and a little bit of everything. So it might be a tailgating stop for you as well. Anyway, the number to call the show on the Junction phone, 897-1059, just like the radio station, 1059. Again, the number to call, 897-1059. And that way we get to hear your voice, which everyone will really appreciate. Nick texted the show. He said, we can discuss how Jeff Lebby stated multiple people will be playing left tackle this year. He says after State supposedly spent $15 million in the portal. Or, he says, we could rank candy bars and why whatchamacallit is number one. I'll say this, Nick, whether or not whatchamacallit is number one, it's subjective. But dadgum, it's close to the top if it's not number one on just about every list. Okay, so it's a real deal. But yeah, Lebby, they listed Albert Reese at left tackle, Jimothy Lewis, super, super talented young guy. will play a bunch. And so I guess there will be some rotation there from time to time. Most likely, though, Nick, I mean, you know this. I mean, by the time Arizona State rolls in there in week 2, you'll have pretty much settled on who your 5 are and what slots. And the rotation will be less on the offensive line. I mean, you'll still play them, but it'll be less once you start to, get some actual game stuff together and you're able to look at it. MSU 1980 texted the show, said, Matt, it may feel good in Tupelo, but I took the day off to work in the yard and my T-shirt's soaking wet. He said, I guess I'm much more hot-natured than you. Well, not necessarily. I mean, like yesterday, it really cooled off yesterday in North Mississippi, but then I was looking at Hattiesburg, and it was like 96 there. So it may just kind of depend on where you are. And when I say cool, look, it's probably not fair. Tonight, the low overnight in Tupelo is getting down in the 50s. Now, that's cool. And so it'll feel cool tonight. It'll feel cool in the morning when you get up. Like, you go out there right now, it's just really nice. I think they said it's 72 right now and 55% humidity. So it's just really nice. I don't know if it's fair to call it cool yet. Look at what Jason's dealing with in Flagstaff, Arizona. He says, today 70 degrees is the high. Thunderstorms likely. Overnight low of 47, more thunderstorms. Tomorrow, high of 73. 70% chance of thunderstorms and showers, likely throughout the day. Jake from Yazoo. Look, that's the truth. When I have pyromania running in my family, it runs in my family. Not just a little bit either. And you're right. Jake from Yazoo on the Country Pleasing text line gets a round of applause for this statement. Sometimes you just got to burn. It's it. I don't know about your family, Jake, but my family, if we have a get together, growing up in Alabama, we would get together on my dad's side of the family in Clanton, Alabama, which is Chilton County, where the peaches come from. But also my mother's from Chilton County. She's just from the town of Maplesville. But especially on my dad's side, we could have any get together any time of year. And if they stand around and talk about anything long enough, pretty soon you just, without even really planning it, someone will begin to, I don't know, get a rake, grab a shovel, a hoe, next thing you know, we're piling some things up. Next thing you know, somebody's struck a match, throwing it in there. It's just the way it kind of would happen. Brendo texts the show, says, I can't wait for cooler weather. He said he likes to call it bonfires with beeve. And if that's not on YouTube or a YouTube channel, then we really are all missing out. Bonfires with beeve. Gulfport Brooks texts the show, Country Pleasing text line, says currently 81 degrees in the Atlanta metro area. It's been 60 the last couple of mornings at the house near Helen, Georgia. Feels a little bit better than 81. That's what I'm saying. So you're North Georgia, you're up there in the mountains. But that's how it's been here. The last 2 mornings, it's been down in the low 60s when you get up in the morning. And it's just, it smacks you in the face that, man, so summer, we're going to get some more summer weather, but this right here is coming. And so it keeps us happy, I guess. Hunter texted this. He commented here on YouTube on the social media stream and said, good day, everyone. One day closer to, quote, Division I football. That's still one of my favorite sound bites from a football coach. Yeah. All right. On that note, we'll hold on. When we come back from the break, I'll hit some headlines for you because we do have some headlines, including some things around the SEC about who's eligible, who's going to play, who's not, that kind of thing. So I'll get that to you in your lap so that you know, in case you hadn't heard it. But that'll come up in a few minutes after we hit this first commercial break here on this Tuesday. Right now, let me just hit it for you. You may have already looked. But in terms of SEC football teams playing football this weekend, opening weekend, you get them on Thursday, Friday, and on Saturday, and on Sunday. Thursday, it's Missouri, Thursday night, hosting Central Arkansas. Friday, It's Auburn at Baylor. Now, that's supposed to be on Fox at 7 p.m. Central, Friday night, Auburn at Baylor. Deal is, we're all going to be at high school football games. The other deal is, if you got YouTube TV, they may not show it because they're in a dispute. And then 11 a.m. and noon games, you get a bunch of those with SEC teams on Saturday. Noon on ABC is Syracuse at Tennessee to be the Orange Bowl. It's all orange. 11 a.m. on Fox is the Texas at Ohio State game, the game of the weekend around the country. State and Southern Miss at 11. That's an ESPN deal. 12:45 Eastern, so 11:45 Central. By the way, I said wrong. Syracuse, Tennessee is also at 11 a.m. That's just 11 a.m. Central time. 11:45 Central is SEC Network deal. Toledo at Kentucky, so you might keep an eye on that. The 2:30 game on ABC is Alabama, Florida State. Marshall at Georgia at 2:30 Central. Arkansas plays Alabama A&M 3:15 Central. Oklahoma hosting Illinois State at 5 Central. This is all on Saturday. Texas A&M hosting UTSA at 6. Also at 6 is Vandy, Charleston Southern. At 6 Central is Florida, Long Island. 6:30 is Clemson, LSU that night on ABC. 6:45 is Ole Miss, Georgia State, SEC Network. Then the Sunday game, South Carolina and Virginia. That's Sunday at 3 Eastern, 2 Central on ESPN. So you get 4 solid days of it. All right, just getting started. Headlines after this. Stick around.
It doesn't matter.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Farm Bureau Insurance in Mississippi. Local agents in all 82 counties. So here's what that means. You have that fender bender, hopefully you don't, but let's say you do at an odd time. Something goes on. It's Saturday night at 11 p.m. You don't have to wait until Monday morning to call some 800 number and talk to someone 3 states away. You've got your agent's phone number right there on your phone because you go to church with him. Your kids go to school together. He lives right down the road. You see each other at the ball games on Friday nights. So it's personal with your local Farm Bureau insurance agent in all 82 counties in this entire state. And if anything does arise and you need to, run it up the chain or up the flagpole, the home offices for Farm Bureau Insurance are in Jackson, Mississippi. It's right here in the state of Mississippi. It doesn't get more local than and personal, the service that you get with Farm Bureau Insurance in Mississippi. I can't recommend them highly enough. And if you haven't, recently, let them give you a quote. Home, life, auto. It's Farm Bureau Insurance. Go with the home team.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Well, look at what we have here. Christmas come early. Boom. Little green onion country pleasing. That's not all. Little original smoked sausage flavor. That's not all. Jalapeno and cheddar. It has to be one of my favorite, just judging by how much of that stuff I eat. Oh, can't forget. Andouille. Don't be saying andouille, it's andouille. And last, but not least, pork and pineapple. Bun size, 3 links bun size. Look at that right there. Be careful. Come on with it. It's mine. Come here, jalapeno. Oh, that's all mine. Country pleasing sausage. We'll be right back after this message from C Spire. My name is Matt Wyatt. I host the Matt Wyatt radio show out of my home using C Spire fiber.
And when we hit the road as a family, Matt's show goes with us, thanks to C Spire Wireless.
Its ultra-reliable nationwide network lets me broadcast live from anywhere.
And never miss a moment that matters.
Connecting you to what inspires you most on C Spire's blazing fast 5G network. And right now, get your choice of free phone. That's customer inspired. That's C Spire.
Y'all like coffee?
I know you do.
Check it out. Little High Point Roasters from New Albany, Mississippi. That is the breakfast blend. It's a whole bean. And if you notice, that's how much I've had already. Brazil Oberon. Not Orgeron or Orgeron, you LSU. No, Brazil Oberon. That ain't all. We got that. What flavor is that? Papua New Guinea grade AA. Bring it on. High Point Roasters, New Albany, Mississippi. Roasted right there. That's whole bean. One more. I got more. Ah.
Worldwide at the Zone 1059.com.
Back with you. I'm Matt. In the Bureau, the Farm Bureau Insurance Studio. Farm Bureau, go with the home team. Farm Bureau Insurance all across the great state of Mississippi. All right, Humphreys County Dog texted the show. He said, looking forward to State's rushing attack this year with the addition of Fluff. I think him and Devon Booth will be deadly combination. Have to establish the run this year. You definitely have to establish a run. I think, that'll probably be a goal, too. Really good running back room at State. And you got one on the all-name team, Fluff. Said it was because he was such a big baby. He was like, what? I think he said he was 11 or 12 pounds when he was born. So when he was itty-bitty, they kept saying that he was fluffy. And then eventually it stuck, and they shortened it to Fluff. And it has been his name his whole life, Fluff Bothwell. And he's a heck of a player. Just 18 years old, got his whole career in front of him. He was really good last year at South Alabama. When I say really good, I think he was, second team Sun Belt guy as a freshman running back there at South Alabama. Not sure what the stats were, but I did go watch some of the stuff, and he's just really strong. Good pull away. He can get out in the open field and outrun some people, but really physical. He was a really tough goal line guy for them too. He ran through a lot of tackles. How about some headlines? Let's do it.
Good evening. I'm Ron Burgundy, and this is what's happening in your world.
Good evening, and welcome to Eyewitness News.
Here's what's making news.
Headlines on the show brought to you by the Mortgage Man Group, powered by Illuminate Bank right here in Mississippi. Find them online at mortgagemanms.com. Anything mortgage related, buying, refinancing, just start right there. Here in the metro, places like Starkville, Oxford, Tupelo, all points in between. Anything mortgage related, start right there. Go to mortgagemanms.com. Headline number one, South Carolina has announced that transfer running back Rasul Faison has been granted an additional season of eligibility by the NCAA, and he can and will play for the Gamecocks. Faison, a Utah State transfer, second team All-Mountain West last year, signed with the Gamecocks in January, but he had to wait until this week to finally get cleared by the NCAA. So if you got the Gamecocks on the schedule or whatever, they're going to play. Meanwhile, Alabama might be without one of its starting offensive linemen against Florida State coming up this weekend. Injuries starting to mount in Tuscaloosa. It's not funny. I'm not laughing at an injury. I was laughing at my sarcasm. Number 8, Alabama. They may be without starting offensive guard Jaden Roberts. He's a fifth-year senior. He has started 21 games in the last 2 years. That means he's been pretty much starting all of them for the most part. But he has missed the last couple of weeks for Alabama in concussion protocol. And so they may be without him against Florida State this weekend. Related, sort of, the NCAA and Venmo today announced a partnership. Yep, hang on. The NCAA and Venmo. I know there's a joke in there somewhere. Have announced a partnership here today. They say, though, that it's going to be aimed at combating abuse and harassment of college athletes. Some of these college athletes have reported that they are getting, on Venmo, unwanted requests for money from losing bettors and then other solicitation for inside information. Do you want a translation? People are gambling, losing money in these games, and some kid throws an interception or drops a pass, and these degenerates, these lowlifes, these scumheads, these people that are about as low as the gum on the bottom of your shoe, lose money betting on some college game, and they want to take it out on the athletes. They hit them up on Venmo and say, hey, man, you stink. And because you lost, I lost, and you owe me $100. You know, that kind of stuff on Venmo. So that's going on, and they say they're also getting hit up by people on Venmo. They want inside info. And so they're going to figure out some kind of way to report stuff. They're going to have a hotline that you can call as an athlete and tell them. But anyway, NCAA, Venmo, they're getting together to combat all that. And surprise, surprise, right? Let's legalize it. Legalize it. Let's let them sponsor it. Sure, we need money. We need as much money as we can get. Sure, gambling, whatever. Yeah, you can sponsor the bowl game. You can sponsor the school inside the stadium. Whatever, it's fine with us. And then lo and behold, some kid throws a game. Some kid's gambling on the games. And lo and behold, we got gamblers hitting up athletes on Venmo. They want their money back. Oh, it's all fine. It's all fine. And those are your headlines. Brought to you by the Mortgage Man Group, powered by Illuminate Bank, right here in Mississippi. Find them online at mortgagemanms.com. Hey, you know, that's a great idea, Sven. Sven on YouTube said, is this NCAA and Venmo cooperation thing? He's talking about the hotline. He said, are we going to call it the Mateer line? They should. You got a problem? Just call the Mateer line. Yeah, that kid, man, I tell you what, that was a rough look for him. But he says it was all made up. You know, last I saw. I don't know if they're still looking into it. I guess they are. Prince, my man, loves basketball more than he loves me. Well, I don't know. My man Prince on X on the social media live stream. By the way, Prince, this is especially for you. This is just for you. There we go. Just for you, Prince. Come on. Junction Delis, convenience redefined. I'm going to swing through. Some of y'all that are going to the ball game in Hattiesburg, stop by the Junction, pick up some food, and take it to the ball game. It'd be a great way to get some food for tailgating. Fueled by Prince Oil Company, fueling Central Mississippi since 1960. My man Philip, he said, have you watched the Cowboys documentary on Netflix? And then he says, I'm demanding what? A 10-second NFL segment here? All right, here's your 10 seconds, Philip. No, I have not watched the Cowboys documentary on Netflix. Philip, I got to be honest with you. I mean, it's of interest to me, but I don't have time to sit down and watch them. I don't. I really don't. I don't know when I would. I don't live, apparently, a lifestyle that allows me to just plop down and watch a whole documentary anymore. I don't do it. What does it say? I don't know if it's good or bad. It is what it is. Yep. Lunchtime. Prince. That's exactly what I was thinking. He followed that up here on X, formerly Twitter. Said, yeah, baby, it's lunchtime. Speaking of, Philip, I don't know if you heard this. Y'all have country pleasing sausage at Junction Delis. And because I know you do, because when I was with you at the Junction up there across the highway from Germantown High School on the edge of Canton for our show about a month ago, you gave me a country pleasing sausage dog. So I know you have them. Well, last night, even though Beaver's right, he has the right to pick on me. It's really not fall weather. It was like 71, but it felt cool. The humidity dropped. So I built a fire outside. And I'm standing there looking at it. It's burning away. I sent him a video of it. He said he rolled his eyes at me. But then I went inside and opened up that package of the pork and pineapple sausage dog links. There's 3 of them, huge ones in a package, but they're made for sausage dogs, pork and pineapple from Country Pleasing. Took one out, threw that on the grate over that fire, cooked it, ate it for supper. And I've eaten a lot of Country Pleasing sausage, but it's the first sausage dog link I've eaten since I was with you at the junction. There you go. Story time with Uncle Matt. What did I say we were going to? Oh, we did headlines already. Okay. Bama fan texted the show. He said, Bama 10-2 or 11-1, followed by Roll Tide. Roll Tide. Everybody do it. Yeah, I mean, I could see it. You just never know with them. Unnamed texter sent me a picture of that nice, clean front of the newest store that's there in Gluckstadt. The Junction. Got the train emblem there, 1960. Big red letters, Junction. Convenience redefined. Y'all can call me on the Junction phone line. Number to call is 897-1059. 601 number, 897-1059. Hey, yeah, so who was it? Moose Dog texted in when I was going over the games a while ago. And he said, Florida and who? The schedule says this will be the first ever meeting between the Florida Gators and Long Island. Saturday night, 6 Central, 7 Eastern on SEC Plus, Florida hosting Long Island. So anyway, for whatever it's worth, there you go, Moose Dog. That's who. Same for me. That's a double take on that one. I didn't know they were playing football that way. All right. Back after this.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
The Junction Delis, Convenience Redefined, and Prince Oil Company, a match made in heaven. The Junction Deli, fueled by Prince Oil Company. Prince Oil Company has been fueling Central Mississippi since 1960. It's a pretty good little while. Wonderful people. Man, am I ever more tickled that they're a part of the show and I'm a part of their team now. As you know, if you listen to the radio show, I've been to the Junction in several different places around the state. I've bought gas just like you at a lot of places that are fueled by Prince Oil Company, and they are really wonderful people. By the way, that brand spanking new Junction Deli, Chevron, right across the highway from Germantown High School. It's in Canton, but we say Gluckstadt. Do you realize they and other Junction Delis, they serve country pleasing sausage over there on the buffet? They don't get much better than that. The Junction and Prince Oil Company. That's what I'm talking about. We'll be right back after this message from C Spire. My name is Matt Wyatt. I host the Matt Wyatt radio show out of my home using C Spire fiber.
And when we hit the road as a family, Matt's show goes with us, thanks to C Spire Wireless.
Its ultra-reliable nationwide network lets me broadcast live from anywhere.
And never miss a moment that matters.
Connecting you to what inspires you most on C Spire's blazing fast 5G network. And right now, get your choice of free phone. That's customer inspired. That's C Spire.
Welcome to my photography studio downtown Tupelo. Everybody needs a headshot, especially if you're in the professional world. in sales, any sort of customer related business, outreach business, anything like that. Everybody needs a headshot. Here at my photography studio in Tupelo, we do a lot more than just headshots, but we're kind of focusing on headshots for that very reason, because everybody needs it. Let me show you a little something about it. One thing I'm able to do here is sort of have 2 to 3 different looks in a small space that we can do in a short amount of time. Several different looks and styles of lighting with studio equipment, studio lighting. Some with flash and a particular look that I've worked on, a constant lighting scenario where you sit down, the lights are already on, you lean in, and we kind of illuminate the whole face. And we get several options in the studio in a short amount of time. Here's 2 priorities for me when I shoot headshots. One is it has to look like you. Okay, none of this fake stuff. The other goal is it's got to look like you at your best. And that's my job as a photographer. And I've got a lot of experience over the years, and I feel really confident I can do that for you. I would love to schedule a session for you here at the studio in downtown Tupelo. I'm above the Reed's Gift Shop, just off of Troy Street, the corner of Troy and Spring. If you can't get to Tupelo, that's okay. Let's talk about it, because we can pack the studio up and come to you if the schedules fit and that sort of thing. I'd love to help you with your headshots. I think everybody needs them. I'm inviting you to please email me, reach out. You can go to my website, mattwyattmedia.com, email address matt@mattwyattmedia.com, and let's talk about your headshot. Farm Bureau Insurance in Mississippi, local agents in all 82 counties. So here's what that means. You have that fender bender, hopefully you don't, but let's say you do at an odd time. Something goes on. It's Saturday night at 11 p.m. You don't have to wait until Monday morning to call some 800 number and talk to someone 3 states.
For you.
Just listen to that!
At The Zone 105.9 and coming to you worldwide at TheZone1059.com.
Back with you. Couple of 3 texts here on the country pleasing text line I want to get to, and you can text me there. It's a good way to be a part of the show. It's the same as if we were in the same place, you grabbing a chair, just pull up to the table, plop down, and jump in the conversation. You're totally welcome to do that. And literally, if you ever see that, you're welcome to do that in real life too. And I'll even pour you some hot coffee in your cup, and we'll just see where it goes. But yeah, text me, country pleasing text line, 885-3776. Whew, hot coffee from High Point Roasters. 885-3776. Just text that number. Tyler texted earlier and he said, Matt, when you have an eligibility issue like the South Carolina transfer you just spoke about, have they been practicing with the team all preseason, or are they ineligible to do that as well until cleared? Okay, Tyler, there may be different types of situations over the course of NCAA history, but my understanding is they are welcome to practice with the team unless it's some sort of suspension otherwise. But as long as it's just waiting on an eligibility decision to actually play in the games, which is what that is, then you can practice all you want. But the issue is coaching staff having to figure all this out, right? Because you have a finite amount of reps in a certain block of time that you can practice. So if you're giving the first team reps constantly, let's say to a kid who, as it turns out, ain't gonna be able to play for you, they rule him ineligible the week of the first game. Now you're going to feel as a coach that you kind of threw all that practice time away. Yeah, well, and not that you can't get multiple people ready to play, but you get what I'm saying. So that's the other side of it is, okay, we as a coaching staff, hypothetical here, how likely is it they're going to clear this guy? You feel like they're going to clear him. It's just, they're just dragging their feet or whatever. Okay, well, let's roll with it. Let's get him ready because we expect him to clear him. Or, coach, man, I'm not too sure about it. I think it's a slim chance they're going to clear him. Well, then we can't use first team stuff for him. We got to get somebody else ready to play. but you can't practice. That's my understanding. Bill texts the show, and I have never said that before in my life, Bill. But I was talking about these gamblers who reach out to these athletes on Venmo and want their money back. And I said, scummy scumheads, and you said, love it, we need to make some T-shirts. I think so. As long as I get a cut, Bill, and put it in quotations, put my name under it, right? I want my NIL. Scummy scumheads. All right. Jason in Flagstaff, Arizona says, I will never understand the desire to bet hard-earned money on college kids playing a game with a ball that doesn't bounce straight. I mean, think about it, Jason. See, to me, so here's what I won't do. I won't stand here, okay, and judge, and be like, harshly judgmental towards someone who's gambling and maybe betting on sports or whatever, okay? Do I think I ought to do it? Absolutely not. Do I really, in my heart, believe somebody else ought to do it? No, I don't believe they should. Okay, but people do. It's a gambling thing. They're going to bet on sports. Okay, whatever. My thing is, let's take it one step further, Jason. What I don't understand, you bet your hard-earned money. It's your money. You want to light fire to it, give it away, burn it, spend it. It's yours, okay? I feel like every dime that comes through here is from God, is a blessing from God, and I am to be a steward of it. Every penny of it. It ain't mine, it's his. I'm just the steward of it. That's how I feel about it. Let's say someone else doesn't feel that way, and they're going to do whatever they want to with it. Okay, they're going to bet it on sports because they like doing that and they think it's fun and a fun way to enjoy the game. My thing is, make that decision, but then be mad they lost. That's what the part I don't understand, Jason. You say, understand the desire to bet hard-earned money on college kids playing a game with a ball that doesn't bounce straight. Okay, yeah, you're going to lose more often than not. It's designed to do that. Okay, but the decision to do all that, fine. You have fun gambling, helps you to enjoy watching the game, do what you do. But then get mad and blame someone else and reach out to the athlete on Venmo saying, I want my money back because you dropped that pass. Now, how dumb is that? It's just dumb. It's lack of intelligence. Well, maybe not even intelligence. It's just dumb. It's just plain old certain base threshold level of, I don't know, understanding life. But here we go, Jason. I digress. J-Rock Texas show. He may have turned 19 by now. I bet I can find his birthday. Talking about Fluff. I said he was 18. Somebody told me he was 18. You want me to see if I can find out? Somebody told me that Fluff Bothwell, this was at camp earlier this year, that he was 18. Let's see if we got a birthday. You ready? Nope. Don't have a birthday. So I don't know. But you were saying he might have left high school early. It could have been one of those guys that, like the kid at Alabama. You just get out of high school at 17 as opposed to 18. Sven says Fluff is 18 years old. I'll tell you this much. Go stand there and look at him. He does not look 18 years old. He don't look like most 18-year-olds. I promise you that. Sven's saying that he played last year at South Alabama as a 17-year-old. You know what I hope, Sven, for your sake? I don't watch the games because I'm calling them, but for everybody's sake who does watch them and you listen to the TV guys, I hope they don't figure out he's young. Because if they do, they'll do like they do with this kid at Alabama, and I'm talking about beat a dead horse and just beat it to death and keep saying it over and over for the 100th time. He's 17. He just turned 18. Just shut up about it. Okay, he's 18. Move on. For State fans, I think Alabama fans like that stuff. State fans' sake, I hope the TV guys don't even find out that he played last year at 17 and he's really young this year. Okay, I don't want to know it because, man, just call the game and get off my lawn. Lester texted the show, Country Please and text line. He says, if Levy doesn't go to a bowl game next year, is he on the hot seat? What, next year? So we're talking about 26? I mean, I guess there is a scenario where he could be. If we fast forward, we got to get through this year, and then we get through next year, and you're not in a bowl game next year. I mean, I guess there's a scenario where you could be. It will depend on some other things. Lester said, especially when most of the team transfers out and a new one comes in, it's a never-ending spiral unless NIL finally competes with other SEC schools. You know, somebody mentioned a minute ago on the text line, they thought the state spent $15 million on the roster. You know, there was a sound clip a couple of days ago, or I say days, maybe a week ago, from Brian Kelly at LSU saying that he thinks that it was somewhere around $18 million for them. And I'm thinking, ain't no way. If you think LSU has only spent $18 million on their football team, I'd like for you to make me an offer on some oceanfront property over here in 𝐷𝐻𝐽𝐵 County. But, you know, still whatever the number is, you know, it is. And I guess I'm out of time to really discuss it with you right now, Lester, but listen to this and then we can bring it back up in hour 2. I don't know if you saw this earlier. I did put it out on social media. So if you follow me, you might have seen it. But I was looking through the game notes for State and Southern Miss. And listen to this. It's like the number 60 regarding transfers and their roster. The number 65 stands out for both teams, but in different ways. First up, Mississippi State. State's roster was this is from the game notes. State's roster was overhauled in the offseason with 65 new players added from either the portal, the JUCO ranks, or from high school. Of the 65 new players, 37 came from the transfer portal, 9 from JUCO, and 19 are true freshmen. Another way to look at this, State has just 18 players on the roster that were with the team in 2023, a couple of years ago. Then over on the Southern Miss game notes, the number 65. Look at this. Southern Miss has 65 four-year transfers on its 2025 roster this year, including 21 from Marshall. Adding 5 JUCO transfers, there are a total of 70 transfers on this Southern Miss team. 70 transfers on one team coming into this game. It's 65 total new faces for State, but 37 are transfers, some JUCOs, and then 18 freshmen. Southern Miss has only 23 players left on the roster that were on the team last year. That's why I say it's 2 new football teams. The team that wins on Saturday, you're going to come away going, that's the coaching staff that did the best job gluing it all together. Hour 2, coming up in the Bureau, the Farm Bureau Insurance Studio. Back after this.
After these messages, we'll be right back. Yeah. After these messages, we'll be right back.
Well, look at what we have here. Christmas come early. Boom. Little green onion country pleasing. That's not all. Little original smoked sausage flavor. That's not all. Jalapeno and cheddar. It has to be one of my favorite, just judging by how much of that stuff I eat. Oh, can't forget. Andouille. Don't be saying andouille, it's andouille. And last, but not least, pork and pineapple. Bun size, 3 links bun size. Look at that right there. Be careful. Come on with it. It's mine. Come here, jalapeno. Oh, that's all mine. Country pleasing sausage.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Welcome to my photography studio downtown Tupelo. Everybody needs a headshot, especially if you're in the professional world, in sales, any sort of customer related business, outreach business, anything like that. Everybody needs a headshot. Here at my photography studio in Tupelo, we do a lot more than just headshots, but we're kind of focusing on headshots for that very reason, because everybody needs it. Let me show you a little something about it. One thing I'm able to do here is sort of have 2 to 3 different looks in a small space that we can do in a short amount of time. Several different looks and styles of lighting with studio equipment, studio lighting. Some with flash and a particular look that I've worked on, a constant lighting scenario where you sit down, the lights are already on, you lean in, and we kind of illuminate the whole face. And we get several options in the studio in a short amount of time. Here's 2 priorities for me when I shoot headshots. One is it has to look like you. Okay, none of this fake stuff. The other goal is it's got to look like you at your best. And that's my job as a photographer. And I've got a lot of experience over the years, and I feel really confident I can do that for you. I would love to schedule a session for you here at the studio in downtown Tupelo. I'm above the Reed's Gift Shop, just off of Troy Street, the corner of Troy and Spring. If you can't get to Tupelo, that's okay. Let's talk about it, because we can pack the studio up and come to you if the schedules fit and that sort of thing. I'd love to help you with your headshots. I think everybody needs them. I'm inviting you to please email me, reach out. You can go to my website, mattwhyattmedia.com, email address matt@mattwhyattmedia.com, and let's talk about your headshot.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Farm Bureau Insurance in Mississippi, local agents in all 82 counties. So here's what that means. You have that fender bender, hopefully you don't, but let's say you do at an odd time. Something goes on. It's Saturday night at 11 p.m. You don't have to wait until Monday morning to call some 800 number and talk to someone 3 states away. You've got your agent's phone number right there on your phone because you go to church with him. Your kids go to school together. He lives right down the road. You see each other at the ball games on Friday nights. So it's personal with your local Farm Bureau insurance agent in all 82 counties in this entire state. And if anything does arise and you need to, run it up the chain or up the flagpole, the home offices for Farm Bureau Insurance are in Jackson, Mississippi. It's right here in the state of Mississippi. It doesn't get more local than and personal, the service that you get with Farm Bureau Insurance in Mississippi. I can't recommend them highly enough. And if you haven't, recently, let them give you a quote. Home, life, auto. It's Farm Bureau Insurance. Go with the home team.
800-575-2706.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
For 70 years, we've been known as the Humane Society of the United States. But as the challenges animals face have grown, so have we.
I'm Eddie Holcomb with Washington County Farm Bureau Insurance.
I'm Scott Rainwater with Farm Bureau Insurance here in Washington County.
I'm Blake Policini with Washington County Farm Bureau.
I'm Brian Street with Farm Bureau Insurance in Washington County, and we are your home team.
I think you know what time it is. It's time to eat. Country pleasing, jalapeno and cheddar, green onion. And no, it's not a grill, see that? But the fire is just about burnt down enough where it's time to put some of this on there. And the only decision when it comes to country pleasing sausage is which flavor, jalapeno and cheddar or maybe green onion. Both.
Break me off a piece of that.
Look at that, what that is. That's real green onion. Like that monkey who set his tail on a railroad track. It won't be long now. country-pleasing sausage, these flavors, and many, many others.
Worldwide.
Now, here we go.
At the zone, 1059.com.
All right, here we go. Back with you. Hour number 2 of the show. Off and running on this Tuesday. So anything you want to get into is cool with me. Text, call, comment on the live stream. Numbers for you there. If you ever get curious on the numbers to text or call, they're available to you. You can check it out on the stream that's on social media, on YouTube or Facebook. Also, the stream pops up on my feed over there on X, formerly Twitter. I'm Radio Wyatt on those. You can check that out. And off we go. A couple of texts over in hour number 1. Let's see. Gulfport Brooks. What am I looking at? He said, my thoughts talking about his age, talking about Fluff Bothwell's age. He was 17 last year. He's going to be 18 this year. But I don't know what that's from. I missed the movie reference there. I might need an explanation. I'm getting to the point, Brooks, where I'm if it weren't for Beaver, I would miss so many movie, television, pop culture references. I'm getting to the point where I need help with that stuff. I didn't know I would ever reach this point, but I guess I'm here. Jason in Flagstaff, we had a question about hot seat next year for Levy if he doesn't make a bowl game. And Jason in Flagstaff said, what's the schedule next year before we start putting people on hot seats? 9 conference games against 8 top 10 teams, plus a trip to Minnesota ain't going to be a must-make-a-bowl game scenario. Yeah, it's going to be tougher, right? And I haven't looked ahead. What is do we already know the Power 4 non-con for 2024? I'm sorry. 2026. So not this year, but next. Yeah, I know coming up sometime in the not too distant future, there's, I think, on the schedule, a trip to Washington State, to Pullman, Washington, I believe. But, that's it, Jason. That's why I kind of answered it the way I did, is there's a lot of unknowns. There's a scenario where maybe, but there's also scenarios where no. So it's just, it almost feels like in reality, we're just still a little bit too far away from that stuff to really, really, really know. All right, you can text me on the Country Pleasing text line at 885-3776. Got it? That's a 601 number. 885-3776. Pouring some coffee from High Point Roasters in New Albany. New Albany, Mississippi, a beautiful little town. Never been there, go through there. Got the Tanglefoot Trail originating there. It's a great place. You can call me on the junction phone, fueled by Prince Oil Company. The number to call, 897-1059. That's a 601 number, 897-1059. 1059, just like the radio station, 897-1059. Hunter said that there is a 16-year-old football player at Syracuse. Yeah, did you see that? You see that schedule? Where you got Syracuse at Tennessee this weekend? We joked around, called it the Orange Bowl. Think of all the orange and the shades of orange. I mean, it's too much. I mean, I think it's cool. I always have thought Tennessee's, colors and uniforms and stuff were cool. I always have. But that's on television mostly. And then you go and you see it in person and it'll get to you. Or it does me. I don't know if there's a real condition that some medical person can identify, because there's a something phobia for just about everything. But really and truly, I can go to Tennessee like on a game day weekend. It's been this way since the first time I ever went up there. When I was a freshman in college, we were playing up there in 95. And I'm just telling you, I saw that color of orange so much. It began to have a physical, nauseating effect on me. It's too much. Can you imagine it up there this weekend, Syracuse coming in? What is that going to be like? Lester texted the show again, and he said, okay, let me ask it a different way. Will fans be disgruntled next year if they are not at least 500 after the 2026 season? And he said schedules won't get any easier. Well, see, that's, again, the thing. I think, yes. If you ask it that way, I think it's safe to go ahead and say, yeah. If you go 2026, that would be year 3 for Levy. And if you're not 500, you're going to have some that are disgruntled. Yeah. But then again, too, we're going to get an entirely new schedule coming out. It's funny how that works. We went with this thing for 2 years. In-state gets the toughest one in the country with Georgia and Texas and Tennessee and all that. And you think, boy, be glad when this 2-year rotation is up after 2025. I'm sure it'll get easier then. Flip around, we get an easier schedule like what Missouri's had. Guess what? Nope. Hey, we got a whole new one coming. 9 conference games. It's not getting any easier at all. So it's, yeah. But I got to be honest with you, Lester. I don't know that it's. I don't know that it makes a whole lot of sense to even talk about 2026. Really, I mean, for me, I can't really even get into talking about it that much. It just seems so far away. Everything's going to change. It does change. Who knows? You may have another 65 new players on your team next year. Who knows? It's really hard to. It's such a 1-year thing now. It's hard to make myself use a little bit of the time that I'm given, what's left of my time on this earth, trying to look 2 years ahead in college football for reasons like this right here. And I read it earlier from the game notes for this week's game. Mississippi State's roster was overhauled in the offseason with 65 new players added from either the transfer portal, the JUCO ranks, or from high school. Of the 65 new players, 37 came from the transfer portal, 9 came from JUCO, and 19 are true freshmen. In other words, State has just 18 players left on the roster that were on the team in 2023. All right, game notes this week. Here we go. Southern Miss. Key number, 65. Southern Miss has 65 4-year transfers on its roster this year. And that includes 21 from Marshall. And if you include 5 JUCO transfers, there is 70 total transfers on Southern Miss's roster. On a roster of what? 85? 70 of them. So, I mean, what is I can't quite get in my head, I can't get my mind wrapped around on what would even be the point of looking 2 years down the road at anything. All right, here we go. Toot, toot, train coming. Over to the Junction phone line. Junction delis around the state of Mississippi, fueled by Prince Oil Company. Prince Oil has been fueling central Mississippi since 1960. Fuel in your stomach, fuel in your gas tank. That's Prince Oil and the Junction. All right, over on the Junction phone line, line 1, it is Jason in Flagstaff, Arizona. What's up, Jason?
Nothing much. You hear me all right?
Yep.
All right, so how did he phrase the question this time? Was it disgruntled?
Yeah, he said, let me ask it a different way. Will fans be disgruntled if they are not at least 500 after the 2026 season?
All right, I'm going to say it this way. If it doesn't go well against Arizona State, especially if it goes bad to a certain degree, then the Monday morning after it, not only are fans going to be disgruntled, but they're going to be handed torches and pitchforks by a whole lot of the media.
Sure.
So
yeah.
Yeah, of course they're going to be disgruntled, and that's going back to what I called the other day about the schedule changes. Another thing I'm worried about is there is no realistic or realism involved with the fans and a lot of the media around state. So let's just say they do fire Levy. When the end of this year, the end of next year, whatever. Who are you going to bring in that's going to be so good that it overrides a whole lot of the disadvantages that the state has in the SEC?
Yeah.
So I know people don't want to hear this, but I think we're going to have, unless the wheels come completely off, like we can't have a repeat of last year, certainly, but it's time to jump head first into some reality here. That this is not like it was when we hired Mullen, and not even like when we hired Leach. And you get really 4 pushovers a year, and all you got to do is win 2 conference games to get to a bowl.
That's 100% true. 100% true.
So with that, congratulations on the cooler weather, and I'll hang up and listen. Y'all have a good one.
You too, Jason. Yeah, he's 100% right. You're not, and it's not at all taking anything away from the years that Mullen was coaching at State and some of what those teams did. But, you had Kentucky on the schedule every year. Mullen sort of made a living out of beating Kentucky in the 9 years that he was the coach there. And you had 4 non-cons, and, sometimes that power, it used to be Power 5, non-conference when he was there in those years. Who was it? Like early on, there was a game against Georgia Tech. I'm trying to think who the others were, though. BYU, maybe? No? Yes? Yeah, BYU one year. And then you win your non-cons and, beat Ole Miss once or twice, beat Kentucky almost every year. Win a couple of others, beat Arkansas, some of that, in a bowl. A good year here and there. But the whole bowl thing. So it's so much different now. Schedule has been tougher. It is about to get tougher. You'll have 9 conference games. And everybody's spending money and filling their needs and that sort of thing. Somebody used the term a minute ago. We're talking about all these transfers, using an example of this weekend's game for State and Southern Miss, and said mercenary athletes. I mean, you think about 21 players at Marshall last year who, including the quarterback, who won the Sun Belt Conference championship game. Quarterback was the Sun Belt Conference championship game MVP. And 21 of them packed their things up and followed Charles Huff to Southern Miss. And join about 40 other transfers from other schools from all over the place. It's pretty incredible, actually. The mercenary athletes. Okay, so what I think we probably ought to do, I have to do it. I'm really preaching to myself. I have to learn to think of this stuff in different terms, look at it through a lens of everything's a 1-year deal. Your roster, a 1-year deal. Your team, a 1-year deal. I have to look at it that way. Okay? So just hang here with me for a second. Think of this. You take Lane Kiffin, for example. Does Lane Kiffin, for example, have the reputation of being someone who, is very much a relationship guy, builds strong personal relationships with all of his players, lots of his players, and there's sort of this cohesive thing and a developmental type of coach? Well, the answer is no. He does not have that reputation, and his track record wouldn't back that up either. And really, it's kind of the opposite, especially you look at his time at Ole Miss. He has a reputation of not necessarily a relationship guy, warm, whatever, get to know the players, and he's writing them Christmas cards 10 years later. That's not the reputation. Or as someone, doing a developmental thing, He's been at Ole Miss, and they've just taken the approach of, hey, we have a coach who it actually fits him of you remove the personal and you go, this guy can run, he can play for us. That guy can't. Get him out of here. That guy over there can play for us now, get him in. If you can get, it's like Kiffin goes, if y'all can raise the money and get these in here, I can put the football team together and I can do it in 1 year. I don't need him to be here in the spring. You give me a few weeks of fall and we'll have this thing off the ground. You know, coaching an offense that, hey, people can come in there from anywhere and learn it just like that. Now, he's had the advantage of doing that the last few years with the consistency at quarterback with Jackson Dart. You see what I mean? You build around, and that really helps. But still, I guess what I'm saying is he's probably an example of what everybody's going to want, is a coach who goes, look, the way I'm doing this thing, the way we're going to do this thing in this era is I only need them for 1 year. And if they're great at it and they want to stick around the next year, great. If they don't, fine. Hit it, get somebody else in who can run just as fast, and I can make it happen with them. I don't need 3 years to develop an offense that's any good. I need 3 weeks. So the approach is going to be totally different because lots of schools, not every, but lots of schools are going to have to rebuild it every year. I wish I could pull this up quickly, but I don't think I can. The game notes for Southern Miss. One thing that came out with this yesterday is Southern Miss did not release a depth chart. So it's all their game notes. And there's the page for the depth chart in the game notes, which game notes things that go out to media has information. And, especially the first week, people pull it up and they look at the depth chart that gets released. So Southern Miss has the depth chart page. It just says on there, Southern Miss will not release an offensive depth chart until week 2. Southern Miss will not release a defensive depth chart until week 2. Southern Miss will not release a special teams depth chart until week 2. So you're not getting that. Here's the other thing, though, that I wanted to bring to your attention. If I can scroll through here and find it. There's a page in their notes that goes through those numbers, the newness, and where the transfers are from. So here they are. You ready? 65 transfers from 4-year schools on the Southern Miss roster. If you add the JUCOs, that's 70 total. Here are the schools where their transfers are from. Okay, first of all, the 21 transfers from Marshall. Let's establish that. I'm not even going to say Marshall. So 21 from Marshall, as well as transfers on this team at Southern Miss from Alabama A&M, UW-Platteville, Chattanooga, Utah State, McNeese State, Howard, Ole Miss, FIU, Samford in Birmingham, West Florida, Wagner, Grambling, Liberty, Georgia Tech, Eastern Michigan, several from West Virginia, UAB, UCF, Austin P, Portland State, Western Michigan, Universal School, Colorado, Western Carolina, Cincinnati, South Carolina, Virginia Tech, Mississippi State, North Alabama, Boston College, Troy, Arizona State, UTEP, Central State, and Southeast Oklahoma State. Isn't it amazing? And that's schools other than the 21 coming from Marshall. So again, this is why I'm saying what this is front and center with me going into this ball game. Jeff Lebby in his press conference yesterday said, when they asked him about Southern Miss, he said, well, honestly, it's a giant unknown. Lots of unknown there. They're not even putting out a depth chart. State, in many ways, unknown. So that's why when we leave Hattiesburg Saturday afternoon at around 4 or 5, whenever it is, it's over and the post game's over. The team that will have won, we are going to walk away from it and we will all say, okay, pretty clear. That particular coaching staff is the one that did the best job of gluing their team together in a short period of time with people from all over the country, from all these different schools. I will say this too, from a talent and depth standpoint, State is supposed to win the game. And I know that there's very little supposed to this and supposed to that. But you're supposed to win the game, right? Let's say somebody brought it up. Let's say State, like Nick said, spent $15 million on their roster. You think Southern Miss spent $15 million on theirs? Of course not. So you can say, well, they're supposed to win the game. That's why I'm saying the team that'll win, yeah, it'll be a player and a talent deal part of it, but you'll come away going, okay, that coaching staff did the best job. This is a coaching game. That's what this is. All right. Rolling along with you, I'm Matt in the Bureau, the Farm Bureau Insurance Studio. Back after this.
After these messages, we'll be right back. Yeah. After these messages, we'll be right back.
Well, look at what we have here. Christmas come early. Boom. Little green onion country pleasing. That's not all. Little original smoked sausage flavor. That's not all. Jalapeno and cheddar. It has to be one of my favorite, just judging by how much of that stuff I eat. Oh, can't forget. Andouille. Don't be saying andouille, it's andouille. And last, but not least, pork and pineapple, bun size, 3 links, bun size. Look at that right there. Be careful. Come on with it. It's mine. Come here, jalapeno. Oh, that's all mine. Country pleasing sausage.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Welcome to my photography studio downtown Tupelo. Everybody needs a headshot, especially if you're in the professional world, in sales, any sort of customer related business, outreach business, anything like that. Everybody needs a headshot. Here at my photography studio in Tupelo, we do a lot more than just headshots, but we're kind of focusing on headshots for that very reason, because everybody needs it. Let me show you a little something about it. One thing I'm able to do here is sort of have 2 to 3 different looks in a small space that we can do in a short amount of time. Several different looks and styles of lighting with studio equipment, studio lighting. Some with flash and a particular look that I've worked on a constant lighting scenario where you sit down, the lights are already on, you lean in, and we kind of illuminate the whole face. And we get several options in the studio in a short amount of time. Here's 2 priorities for me when I shoot headshots. One is it has to look like you. Okay, none of this fake stuff. The other goal is it's got to look like you at your best. And that's my job as a photographer. And I've got a lot of experience over the years, and I feel really confident I can do that for you. I would love to schedule a session for you here at the studio in downtown Tupelo. I'm above the Reed's Gift Shop, just off of Troy Street, the corner of Troy and Spring. If you can't get to Tupelo, that's okay. Let's talk about it, because we can pack the studio up and come to you if the schedules fit and that sort of thing. I'd love to help you with your headshots. I think everybody needs them. I'm inviting you to please email me, reach out. You can go to my website, mattwyattmedia.com, email address matt@mattwyattmedia.com, and let's talk about your headshot.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Farm Bureau Insurance in Mississippi, local agents in all 82 counties. So here's what that means. You have that fender bender, hopefully you don't, but let's say you do, at an odd time. Something goes on. It's Saturday night at 11 p.m. You don't have to wait until Monday morning to call some 800 number and talk to someone 3 states away. You've got your agent's phone number right there on your phone because you go to church with him. Your kids go to school together. He lives right down the road. You see each other at the ball games on Friday nights. So it's personal with your local Farm Bureau insurance agent.
And get to talk about it with Matt Wyatt right here, right now on the Zone 105.9 and worldwide at thezone1059.com.
Back with you. I'm Matt in the Bureau. Yeah, Hunter, that is one inch. I hadn't really thought that deeply about it, but it's a good point. He says on YouTube, you think about all those transfers on different teams that you got to play in order to have film. This is especially week 1. In order to have film, coaches had to watch 20 different teams, 100 different games, a lot of film study for this game, and probably weeks 1 through 3 until you get good game film on a team. And there's some truth in that, right? You get a couple of weeks into the year, but really even just after week 1, I mean, you would at least have the comfort. Like Arizona State, when they start watching the film of Mississippi State, when State starts watching the film of Arizona State, even then in week 2, you're watching film of the team this year playing a game, their personnel that they put on the field in week 1, and you're gonna feel like you just have the comfort of knowing, okay, well, I'm not wasting my time watching this. This is who they are, somewhat. Although, I guess the other side of that, and I would say if we, Hunter, me and you, if we were to put ourselves in the shoes of a coach on the staff at Arizona State or an analyst, and our job is film of Mississippi State, we also have to consider all these different things. One of which, okay, yes, we have film. We're going to have film of State versus Southern Miss. And these new players, these new offensive linemen, these new defensive linemen, these new receivers, the quarterback after the injury, we're going to have film of all that. Okay, but you have to consider State in week 1 against Southern Miss didn't have any film of a Southern Miss football team. None. Levy and his staff go in, all they know is kind of like what the quarterback ran kind of sort of at Marshall and what kind of player he is, and maybe the history of the D coordinator in terms of, 3 using it. Is it 3-4? Is it nickel with 5 DBs mostly? So they didn't, we would be going, well, State didn't really know what they were walking into at all. It didn't have film or anything. So anything they put on the field, especially in the first half of this game film in game 1, was kind of their base stuff, just going out and seeing if they can out-execute them. Meaning it will be simple and it will be what other people want to call vanilla. And not because they're trying to hide anything, but because you don't know what to study. Levy actually said it yesterday. He said, we simplify. There's all these unknowns with Southern Miss, so from our standpoint, it's about us. And we simplify so that we don't have players on the field trying to overthink. As soon as you start overthinking, you slow down, and then you're one step behind. That's how you really get beat. You're a whole lot better off just being simple on both sides of the ball so that there's no thinking and just do it 100 miles an hour. Well, you're not in the best look or you're not in the best place. So what? Just do it fast. Do it really fast and really physically. Everything will work out fine. But if we're thinking too much in week one because we were unsure going in, that would be worst case scenario. So, from a film perspective, it is pretty interesting to think what these staffs go through. The other side of that too, though, Hunter, I think if we were to look it up, it's different now in 2025 than it was 10, 15, 20 years ago. And everybody has so many analysts and off-field staff guys to handle a lot of that, hours and hours of, and you schedule it out throughout the summer. Okay, this guy transferred into them. He has a chance to be their starter at, I don't know, outside linebacker. He was at Grambling last year. All right, today, your job, him at Grambling, break it down. Give me the report. Give me the good, the bad. How was he used? Which side was he on? How many games? How many snaps? How many third downs he played? How many times in coverage? All that. And so throughout the summer, that's what you're working on. It's kind of fascinating to think about. I'm going to be honest with you. I would love it. Look, my first year in college, I there to play football, right? But the first major I went into, because I was really kind of unsure at that time, was I was a teaching coaching major for like one semester. Teaching coaching. Or 1 year. Really one semester. Thinking, okay, I want to coach. And then I changed my mind on that. Because I'm thinking on-field coach, you coach a position, you're OC or DC, or you coach a position. And man, one, high school coaches that I knew, they moved all the time. And I didn't want to move a lot. Two, college coaches, they move all the time too, but you could go by our coaches' offices 365 days a year, and they're up there working with the lights on at midnight. I don't want to do that. And plus, I want to go fishing in the fall. So I'm getting out of this coaching thing. But I never thought of someday they're going to be paying guys good money to not even actually coach on the field. No, you're just off-field staff, quote-unquote analyst, and you're just breaking down film all the time, evaluating players on our team and the opposing team. Man, I would love that. I might ought to quit this and try to get a job doing that. I really would love it. I don't think I'd get bored with it. Not that I ever get bored with this, but I would love doing that. Tell you what, I'll make a deal with you. I'll stay here and do this until they start paying those analysts, quote unquote, $1 million. When they do that, I'm gone. Like somebody would hire me. Jason in Arizona, he said, I hate this whole scenario around college football right now. He said, if I didn't love watching and listening to football games so much, I'd cut it off completely. I know it's a little bit, it tears at you one way or the other, doesn't it, Jason? Man, I'm with you. I know. I'm like you, though. The game itself, when the game is happening, okay, there's time on the clock. It's, 1st and 10. It's 2nd and 4. They're in 3 down. They got 2 safeties. They're rotating. We got 4 wides, 3 by 1. We're motioning the tight. I'm in. Well, that stuff's happening. I'm in. It's just that before and after, I'm bad conflicted. Go Mike on the country pleasing text line, spelled like one of our Cajun friends, G-E-A-U-X. Gio Mike says, will the extra game be an every year opponent or a random pick? Okay, so you're talking about the 9-game schedule. It's my understanding the league will decide who your 9 SEC opponents are year after year after year. They will set the schedule there. You as a school will have the 3 non-conference games to schedule yourself. And one of those must be league mandated against a Power 4 opponent out of conference. And it would be up to you, the school, go out and schedule that against whoever you want, home or away, whatever you can get done, do it. They'll leave that up to the school. The league will help in whatever way, but yeah. Jason in Flagstaff says, rumors around here are that with that Arizona State quarterback finally being healthy, he was hurt a lot last year with broken ribs. Skidabu being gone and the wide receivers they picked up, they're going to go much more wide open offensively for what it's worth. That would make a lot of sense too. It really would. If you went and got receivers, you want to throw it. You know, let's be real, Jason. If you have Skidabu, there's a certain type of offense you're going to play. And I don't care who you are. If you have that cat on your team. I mean, look, he's just that kind of player. They put him in the Giants preseason game the other night. What'd they do? Start handing him the ball, inside lead right, ISO left, inside zone. You know, Chris Berman would love to call his highlights, sound effects and everything. Because if you have got kind of player, that's what you're going to do, period. I don't care who you are, especially in college. Now that he's gone, you can do some other things. And I'll say this, I didn't know he had hurt ribs. You know, there are a few things that are more, not the kind of injuries that take you out, you know, a torn ACL, but I'm saying the kind of injuries that allow you to kind of play through it. There's none of those that will limit you more than bruised or broken ribs. I mean, it's awful. And if he had that last year, man, I'm impressed. That's one tough dude. If he was playing that way and banged up that way, then I'm really, really impressed with him. Hey, okay, so Tuesday, so we're a couple days away. You got Thursday night games. I mentioned Missouri's going to play Central Arkansas. They'll be the first SEC team play a game. Thursday night, Missouri's going to host Central Arkansas. 6:30 SEC Network, you want to watch it. But there's a bunch of Thursday games. NC State's going to play Thursday night on the ACC Network, East Carolina. Does anybody actually get the ACC Network? I don't know if I get it or not. Boise is going to go to South Florida and play in Tampa Thursday afternoon. Let's see. Rutgers is going to play Thursday. UCF's going to host Jacksonville State Thursday evening. Sorry. I went country on you there. Oklahoma State's playing Thursday night. They're hosting UT Martin. Minnesota's going to play Thursday night. Houston, UAB is hosting Alabama State in Birmingham Thursday night. Cincinnati and Nebraska on ESPN, 8 p.m. Thursday night, playing at Arrowhead Stadium. Turn that on. So we're just a couple of days away from some more meaningful games, and then it's going to really feel like we're off and running. All right, hour 2 is sort of winding down, but we got a little bit of time left. We'll wrap it up next in the Bureau, the Farm Bureau Insurance Studio. Back after this.
It doesn't matter.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Hey y'all, Matt Wyatt here. Each week on the Mississippi Outdoors Podcast, we talk with the people who live it. Hunters, biologists, game wardens, local celebrities, and storytellers that know Mississippi better than anyone.
Those bass come up there and attack them. You know how mean bass can be there.
You're never going to believe this. Matt Wyatt just talked about your deer on the radio. I said, what did he say? He said, it was Photoshopped. And I said, what?
They don't know anything about hunting. They just have never had that right, that freedom.
Dude, that's us, man. That's what we do. So tune in. Be inspired, and we'll see you outdoors.
After these messages, we'll be right back. Yeah.
Farm Bureau Insurance in Mississippi. Local agents in all 82 counties. So here's what that means. You have that fender bender, hopefully you don't, but let's say you do at an odd time. Something goes on. It's Saturday night at 11 p.m. You don't have to wait until Monday morning to call some 800 number and talk to someone 3 states away. You've got your agent's phone number right there on your phone because you go to church with him. Your kids go to school together. He lives right down the road. You see each other at the ball games on Friday nights. So it's personal with your local Farm Bureau insurance agent in all 82 counties in this entire state. And if anything does arise and you need to, run it up the chain or up the flagpole, the home offices for Farm Bureau Insurance are in Jackson, Mississippi. It's right here in the state of Mississippi. It doesn't get more local than and personal, the service that you get with Farm Bureau Insurance in Mississippi. I can't recommend them highly enough. And if you haven't, recently, let them give you a quote. Home, life, auto. It's Farm Bureau Insurance. Go with the home team.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Well, look at what we have here. Christmas come early. Boom. Little green onion country pleasing. That's not all. Little original smoked sausage flavor. That's not all. Jalapeno and cheddar. It has to be one of my favorite, just judging by how much of that stuff I eat. Oh, can't forget. Andouille. Don't be saying andouille, it's andouille. And last, but not least, pork and pineapple. Bun size, 3 links bun size. Look at that right there. Be careful. Come on with it. It's mine. Come here, jalapeno. Oh, that's all mine. Country pleasing sausage. The Junction Delis, convenience redefined, and Prince Oil Company, a match made in heaven. The Junction Deli, fueled by Prince Oil Company. Prince Oil Company has been fueling Central Mississippi since 1960s, pretty good little while. Wonderful people. Man, am I ever more tickled that they're a part of the show and I'm a part of their team now. As you know, if you listen to the radio.
9.com.
All right, back with you. I'm Matt in the Bureau. I was talking about NC State Thursday night is hosting East Carolina. And Coach Spate commented on X to let me know that Mike Wright, who used to play quarterback for State, is now playing quarterback for ECU. So 4th team, he went Vanderbilt, Mississippi State, Northwestern, and now he'll be playing. And he's played and started at all 4. Now, he's going to be playing at ECU. Thanks for letting me know. I didn't know that. That'll be, for me anyway, look, it'll be interesting to watch. Mike's a neat guy, really nice kid, and fun to be around, and he can do some fun things. He can absolutely fly when he gets in the open field. The throwing stuff, he kind of struggled with that, but he can run for sure. Here comes the train. Here we go. You know what that means. Over to the Junction phone line. Fueled by Prince Oil Company. They've been fueling Central Mississippi since 1960. It's More Bully on line 1. What's up, More Bully?
Matthew.
Yo.
It's me. It's the MOORE Bully. What's going on?
I have never in the history of my career heard anybody announce themselves on the radio quite like you do, More Bully.
It's a talent.
Is it?
And it's not even hidden.
Okay.
Hey, listen, I do have a gripe.
Okay.
When you see me queued up on your phone,
mm-hmm.
I don't want you to play that train. It's either no train or you bring me in with the soul train. All right? No. I need the soul train, Matt. I need the soul train.
Well, I just have to tell you this. You know I love you, right?
Yep.
I am led by no man. I love you.
But the man.
I'm like a 4-year-old. If you want to get me to do something, the last approach you need to take is to tell me to do it.
I think you and Beaver are kin somehow. I really do. 'Cause
I'm sorry, I just had to.
Beaver, this was a bad idea, Beaver. Bad idea. God. Hey, I got some redneck culinary for you.
Okay, let me hear it.
It's not really culinary though. So I was telling Beaver, I'm on this like hot snack kick.
Yeah.
Like I was eating like those hot fries yesterday.
Hmm.
And then today I was in the big metropolis of Eupora, and I stopped in Winona and got some hot popcorn.
Oh yeah.
Man, that stuff lit me up.
Yeah, but it's good though, isn't
I've
it?
never had. That's hot.
Hey, it is hot.
It was really good.
What?
Golden Flake hot chips.
Yes, sir. They are good.
Those are something else.
Sweet Heat is what it's called.
Yeah. No, it's two different things.
Is that Lay's? Okay.
Nope. Sweet Heat is their their hot barbecue.
Okay.
But they just have a hot chip.
Hot chip. Okay. So something different.
It's good. Hey, I got a question. Are you going to Hattiesburg? Are you driving to Hattiesburg?
I am. Yep.
And when are you leaving?
Why do you want to know?
I have something to tell you. If you're leaving, I just want to know when you're leaving.
Well, my hope is to get down to the West Jones and Laurel football game near Soso in Jones County on Friday night. So sometime Friday afternoon after the radio show.
Oh, well, see, here's what I was going to offer you. I don't know if you saw it on the social medias, but I put my pellet grill together last night, me and my lovely bride. So I was going to offer you to come to Casa More Bully and do the show, and let me throw some meat on there for you and Beaver.
Well, that is a really nice offer. Yeah, I appreciate that very much.
Well, you taking me up on it. We'll put some country pleasing on there, some pork chops, whatever you want, some chicken thighs.
Well, it's really, really nice of you, but I don't think I can pull it off. I got other stuff I got to do in Tupelo before I leave.
You better do it Thursday.
No, we'll see.
This offer, it may not come back up, man.
Well, okay. All right. I appreciate it very much.
Are you coming to Jackson on Tuesdays?
More Bully, I'm not going to discuss my schedule with you on the air. Beaver's already feeling like this phone call's gone on too long. Yeah, I picked that back up in September. I do.
Okay. Well, look, I don't know if I'll talk to you the rest of the week. You have a safe trip, and pull them Bulldogs to victory. How about that?
Appreciate you. Thank you.
Have a good one.
All right, you too, man. Later. Thanks for the call. Speaking of Beaver, I do have to check in with him. Because, Beav hammered me for going on and on with Winslow. He said it went too long the other day. Beav, I feel like that one was either too long or bordering on too long, according to you.
I didn't check the time.
Okay.
But I don't feel like it was. Because let's see, we got back here 6 minutes ago. It took a minute.
I mean, it's a good 5 minutes.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's maybe a little long.
All right. See, you got me all self-conscious about it. Beav, today it is someone's birthday who starred in this movie. You know what this is?
Home Alone.
Yeah, Home Alone. Beav, today is Macaulay Culkin's birthday.
How old is this man?
He was born here. Brace yourself. He was born in 1980. So that means
1980. Okay, math. 45?
That means that little Kevin McAllister today is celebrating his 45th birthday. How's that make you feel, B?
Matt Wyatt.
How's that make you feel?
Where are you? Oh, where did you go?
I'm right here.
You just cut out.
Did it?
and made me feel, because I was like, 45? Is it 45? And you made me feel like you're like, he is so dumb, I'm not even responding to him right now.
No, I could hear you on my end. I don't know what the deal was.
Okay.
But, yeah, I mean, it kind of punches me in the gut just a little bit. That little Kevin McAllister turns 45 years old today.
That is crazy because we watch him every year, multiple times, in Home Alone, where he was, in the first one, I think he was 8.
Yeah. And he's, like most child actors, they present much younger than they actually are. Like he was 8, but he came across as about maybe 7. Anyway, Beav, here's my next question now that we're talking about Macaulay Culkin's birthday and Home Alone. Beav, I was describing the weather outside, how cool it is today and low humidity. Tonight it's getting down in the 50s. I built a fire last night. You chastised me for that. My question for you, Beaver, is how early in the year is too early to start watching Home Alone?
Too early.
Yeah.
You know my stance. Anything before Thanksgiving night, I won't accept.
Okay. Thanksgiving. Hey, on a side note, More Bully just texted in, and he's perturbed that I kept blowing the train horn during his phone call.
Oh, I didn't hear any of that. Once again, someone walked in here, and it wasn't Bill. Can't put that on Bill.
Okay.
So no one is getting it. I like to be, I like to be left alone. And I like to hear if you say, oh, I don't know, ask me a question.
Yeah. Hey,
and there's not dead air like it was when I asked you. Was it 45?
Matt, hello, Matt. Come in, Matt. No, look, so what it was, More Bully, when we put him on the air, the first thing he did is he said, I have a complaint. He said, when you put me on the show, don't play that train horn. And I thought, who is this guy telling me what to do? And so then I proceeded I kind of went overboard. I hit the train horn multiple times while he was talking.
To prove a point.
Yeah, to prove a point. I did tell him, I said, I'm like a 4-year-old. If you want me to do something, the last approach you need to take is to command me to do it. I'm not going to do it.
That may be my fault. We may have talked about that
I think it is your
when he
fault.
called. And I may have said to him, hey, tell him that you don't want that train sound effect.
Well, because he said out loud, this isn't working, Beaver. This isn't working. I knew you were in on it.
Yep. I stopped just short of telling him to demand his own special sound effect because it's a very More Bully move.
I'll give him his own sound effect, but it'll be a different train horn. I'll do that. I'll compromise in that way. All right, that wraps it up for today here in the Bureau on this Tuesday. For Beaver, I'm Matt. All of us on the show in the Farm Bureau Insurance Studio. Farm Bureau Insurance. Go with the home team. See you tomorrow. Same time, same place. See you then.